everybody. I'm live. Hello, everybody. How are you all coping during this international emergency? We need international rescue. Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are go. Right now, listen, I'm not even going to talk about Beware of Darkness, my love. I'm just trying to attract the curious to investigate. What I really want to see, I want to see Andrew Dixon because I want to talk to you, Andrew Dixon. I also want to talk to Tom Hunyati. I even want to talk to Mr. Mayo because I was watching the Talk More Talk last night. Uh, and you know what? I mean, I was laughing. I got to admit because I was sort of I've been spying a little bit on the live chats and I knew that Mr. Mayo was suffering the trepidations of being talking about press to play. Yeah, for all you people out there, you know it's a shit album. Well, there is at least two members of the Talk More Talk who think it's the best thing since Spice Racks. I know it's bloody awful. And I warned you, I predicted this. I thought they'd already done it, but I didn't think after my dire warning that I put out there that hello everybody. Right. I didn't think after my dire warning that they'd think, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't talk about press to play. Maybe people are getting wise to the fact there's too much press to play being spoken about here. So anyway, so I tuned in. I thought, oh god, talk about press to play. I'll watch it for life. Now, listen, it was actually one of the better ones recently. I, I don't. Well, maybe I fast forwarded through the bullshit part, first 20 minutes usually, but maybe it wasn't even 20 minutes, or maybe they hurried it up a bit. But I mean, they wanted to talk about press to play. So, I mean, I knew Mr. Mayo didn't know, so it was quite funny. And I thought he just, I was looking at their faces, and I thought he don't want to say it. He's trying gently to say I can't stand the album. I hate this album. Well, oh, just discussing you, and well, I haven't got to you yet, but I will say it was a good show, and I did enjoy it, and it did make me laugh. You should have seen Kit O'Toole's face; her jaw dropped completely when Mayo was finally put on the spot. You can't go around with that. And Kenny Loggins, he said it's the second best album by McCartney. He's wrong. He's wrong. I was thinking to myself, and I put this on the comments. I says, I said, well, if that's his second favourite album, he's probably his favourite Paul McCartney album is Driving Rain. It doesn't make sense to me. I thought that bloke knew everything. Sometimes a genius level though can be very bizarre. You know, it's troubling. It's troubling. I know because my brother's a genius, and you know some of the things that he says and talks about, you want to walk out of the room sometimes. Anyway, let's see what's this. Hi Mason Bright. Hi Mason. His favourite is Flowers in the Dirt. Oh my god! Listen, I'm going to get to that album. After all these years of misery, um, an album which got received, you know, but I never really heard Flowers in the Dirt until, oh, I don't know. I bought it on CD in about 1997, I think. Yeah, because I was buying everything on CD again because you know my by this point I'd just about got rid of all my records. I kept moving around all over the place, so I could, you know, there's no point in. Oh. Anyway, let's just have a quick look at these. Half of it is good. Yeah, I know. You said half of it is good. You know what it reminded me of? You know the old Hammer House of Horrors when you get into the village and it turns out that everybody around you, even the friendly barman and the local policeman, they're all devil worshippers. And I felt like that for Mr. Mayo. I thought he ain't going to get invited back after this. I mean, you stayed kind of normal, but I mean, Kit O'Toole and I mean, I don't understand. how you like half of that album, Tom. I really don't. I mean, I heard all your reasonings, but I just I don't get it because it is so bland. And do you know what? Crap is better than bland any day because at least you can riff crap a lot, can't you? So, like I said, when I did Pipes of Peace, which is a laughable album, really. But at least you can laugh at it. You can't really laugh at stuff like I don't think you can laugh at Driving Rain, and you can't laugh at what's that other one? Where their feet are all hanging down. Well, a lot of them ones, but or for example, Wildlife's. Yeah, it's got a charm about it, but you couldn't consider it top 10. I don't know. Actually, I haven't done a top 10 Macca albums. Let me just get my head straight for a minute because I want to talk about something else apart from um, all this talk more talk was doing. But anyway, people out there, watch the show. It's good. So you get a free plug. And I've got 5 people watching, so we're laughing. Brian Jordan, who are you? Well, you're welcome, my friend. Hey, oh no, that was nothing to do with you, like you weren't there. Oh, hello, AZ Mick, hello, Mason M, hello, Tom. We said hello, Tom, and Brian, welcome. Who are you? Have you subscribed to me? Listen, I'm not obsessed about money or subscriptions, but if you want, you could join me. Be prepared though, because now with this coronavirus thing going around, I've got to talk as much as I can, just in case I'll get it. I won't be here anymore. I'll be sick, maybe worse. I mean, the Grim Reaper, he gets about. Oh yeah. Anyway, what else? I'll come back to the talk. We'll talk later, Tom. But I've got to get something off my chest because my 3-second memory's troubling me. Um, oh yeah. I've been watching Father and Son. Now, you people, I've got 8 people now. Hello, everyone. Who are you? Maybe Mayo's watching. I mean, Mayo could come and talk to me because I mean, I felt a bit. I did. I felt for him because I'm in that place. Because if I'd been there, which would have been quite funny, I would have been. Oh my God, Ken, you you need medication, mate. I really did think that for a minute. I thought, what second best? Is there any more horrors that's going to come from that man's mouth tonight? And I did. I told you all, didn't I? Kit O'Toole. She's just like obscure shit. I mean, that's terrible. That's true. Vintage audio file. Audiophile. I don't like that name, audiophile. It sounds like paedophile, but change it to vintage Rachel's records or something. I don't know. No, mate, you choose your own name. You choose your own name. By the way, this is my real name. Listen, I've got to put a question out there because we've got 8 people. So, well, I'm doing a video at the moment. I shouldn't really tell you, but I did something a couple of weeks ago, maybe in my boredom, about my favourite number 1 singles of the 80s. I'm a bit strict, so I can only pick one for each year. But there's 20 because instead of 10, I've got to do America as well. That's the deal. You see, you cunts have got different bloody. I mean, what can I do? Because I've only got about 6 British fans, so I've got to please the Americans, haven't I? Whew, I don't know. Things I do for people. I'm Brian. I'm Brian. I shouldn't be reading this because you're just having a private chat. I'll carry on talking. You lot talk between yourselves. I'll carry on telling you the story. Anyway, the point I was going to get to was I'm doing one for the 60s right now. Now, I don't do research, but I know all of the number 1 like the 80s. I know all of the number ones I can tell you now that I know all the number ones because I collected number ones for about, I don't know, about a 10-year period. So I've got every single number one up to about 2010. I've got in Britain, and I've got about 80% of American number ones from probably about 1960 to 1990, about that period. So I'm pretty well informed about your number ones. And I mean, I don't think they're so important now because music's gone crazy. I looked at the 2010s. I didn't have a fucking clue what most of these songs were. I didn't. They're just names, and I thought, oh, don't know. Shows you how out of touch you can get. But that's just age, I mean, I stick to what I like, and if I find a new band that I like the sound of, but it's generally just single tracks now. If I like a track, and I like that. Still, I'm doing better than my dad because he had about 10 records throughout his life. Yeah. Anyway, the point of this was I'm doing a one for the '60s at the moment, and anyway. Now, I shouldn't tell you anything about it. I don't want to give anything away because it's full of surprises. So tune in. But I'll tell you who does these things much better than me, much better. It is, what's their name? Father and Son. Now, I just watched their channel. I mean, they're so professional, them two. And they take it all in because, like I said, they knew fuck all about 2 years, maybe a year ago. But they've been doing all this research and making videos, and I mean they use the same sort of techniques as I use for making mine, so they respect my hard work that goes into it. But man, I mean, I respect their hard work because I mean they must have gone through this all together, and it's they 73 John Lennon tracks during the Beatles time, and they've done it from worst to best. Now, it's full of surprises. It is full of surprises. It's shock, horror, the lot. I mean, the number one is the same number one I would have picked for John, um, but if you watch it, I just want to tell you a couple because Girl was at like number 60 or something, and he's got It's Only Love at 27 or something. I'm thinking to myself, what? It's all crazy mixed up. He got stuff like You Can't Do That at number 70. And I'm thinking, whoa, 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 whoa. But anyway, listen, watch it because it's pretty good. I liked it. Right, anyway, let's just have a look at some of this. I've got 11 people now. Identify yourselves. Identify yourselves. And I mean, you, Mr. Mayo, identify yourself because I want to talk to you. I'm going to take your side for once. Hey, did you see my artwork? It's, by the way, it's not really artwork because I mean, all it is I've got this Adobe Photoshop, and I do a lot of design work. But we were everyone trapped indoors. I'm not trapped indoors because I'm still at work, but I was fucking about on the Photoshop, and I was just really lazy. I just used the filters, and I went boom, 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 boom. But I can do something really, really good. But one day I'll fuck around and I'll make really good paintings for you. But I'm not painting myself because I'm not Vincent van Gogh. But so, hiya, hi, skip. Dead wax. Who are you? But hello, hola. Yeah, are we Spanish? Uh, so I'm just reading out loud. That's my Esperanto. Right. Anyway, listen, I've got some bad news for myself because I've got no drugs. Anyway, has anybody got any questions for me? Because I would, I like to know your take on stuff because at the moment, although I'm at work, I'm not really speaking to anyone or near anybody, and I can only really talk to a computer, and the computer's not really saying much to me, and it it's a little bit depressing, but there's a nice garden in the work place, so I can go out there and smoke, and I usually do, smoke. Right, remind me of oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a bit like that, wasn't it? But did you like Dead Wax talking about Mayo's painting? He looked quite handsome though on that, didn't he? He looked a bit of a stud, and it also I thought it was brilliant the way I didn't realise until I'd made it that it's got Barnes and Noble in the background. Wicked. That's God's will. So, well, I'll tell you what. If any of you suckers, I mean you vinyl nerds, you want to buy one, you're more than welcome. 10p, all right, 10p for the lot of them. Hang on, I want to show you. Let me just show you the. Where is it? Why isn't my finger being recognised? Right, I just want to show you this because it's the the art collection. Uh, albums. Aha, here we are. All right, so this one. Oh, by the way, Tom, um, I was going to put you on there, but I didn't have time because I wanted to do this video quick. I just during the course of I don't know, about an hour, I just picked some random vinyl nerds and thought, right, here we are. Look. Rachel's records. Hang on. Look, Melinda. Look, she's looking hot. Oh, I like this one. Oh, where is it? Is it? I can't tell because I've got to do everything backwards. I'm all confused. Oh, no wonder the bloody thing's gone off. That's ah. All right. All right. All right. So we got it. That's what I want to see because I'm in a blind spot. In a blind spot. All right. So that's Heaton. Look, looking like he's your bank manager. Just turned you down for a loan. No, I'm afraid that your credit rating does not match up with our requirements. Thank you very much. Now, fuck off. I've had that before. Hey, have you ever had that? I said, we can't give you a mortgage if you're still paying the mortgage for your first wife. I thought, Christ, what is that? There was all this kind of battle. I got it eventually, but don't know. It's all in the past. Who's that, Rachel? You, no, not you. No, road trip, Rachel, Mrs. Music Man. Nice to see you, and thank you for your support. You give me one of your photos. I'll jazz it up for you. How about that? How about that? I I I couldn't find one of Matthew Street that quick, so I took one of his picture of Matthew Street. It was still a black. Did you see the first one? Back moving, nice. Rachel. Anyone else want to say Rachel? Hello, Rachel. Listen, I don't want to call you Rachel. I want to call you Music Man, if you don't mind, because it's like Music Man. It's quite a good play on words. Don't know if that was your idea, but Tom's here, or he was here. I don't know. He might have gone back to work or something. There's yeah. Quick part. What's that? Park. Right. Hello. Gaz Riley. Hang on, I see you. I spoke to you. Oh yeah, I spoke to you the other day, didn't I? Yeah. Sometimes I don't know if you've been on my channel or I'm watching you on another channel, and because my name's Mud throughout the vinyl community, generally I've been blocked from these live chats now. So I'm waiting for my adopted son, the Beach Boys fan. I've forgotten his fucking name, Mr. Eminem. Well, he's not even called. Oh, it's Mason. It's you, isn't it? Oh, Christ, what? Call yourself Mr. Eminem again, will you? Where's he gone? Oh, Mason. It's a posh name, isn't it? If you have a posh name like that, it's a surname, but Carruthers Winthorpe the third. Oh, you're there. Oh, I wanted to talk to you as well. This is really important because I was just thinking today while I was at work and I was sort of like scratching my head and being all bitter and twisted. And I thought, who can I be all bitter and twisted about? And I thought, Mr. Eminem, that's who, because you really let me down. I was listening to the Beach Boys today and I thought to myself, I think they're really overrated. Oh, I'd say about 5 songs which I think are fantastic by the Beach Boys, but that's it. You can stick your California girls up your bum. You can put your surfing USA to Australia. I don't care. God only knows. I find that tedious to listen to now. I think the end of that film about Brian Wilson, it was so, at the end, and when they played it over that horrible scene, I just thought, oh, this is pretty. Ugh. And once the bad guy left that film, it weren't the same. I love that bit where he said he's not going to eat that burger. He did eat that burger, though. I mean, he's still eating that burger. He might be dead, but he's still eating burgers. Yeah, so I couldn't check up on these albums because I'm really not into Pet Sounds. I love Sloop John B, but I'm not into Pet Sounds at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I didn't want to upset you, but I'm going to upset you now because I'm just thinking we get far too much talk about the Beach Boys. And Eminem, you keep saying you've done a review for this album and that album. Where are all these fucking reviews? Hey, people aren't doing enough reviews at the moment. That's the problem. Everyone wants to do live stream because it's so easy, isn't it? Well, all right, live stream's fun and it's on the spot, but come on, we've got to do reviews. That's what we're famous for. That's how TJR got famous, by pulling apart Strawberry Fields Forever. Did anybody see he's pulling apart of While My Guitar Gently Weeps? So fucking boring. Really boring. But I suppose there's music heads out there who love that sort of thing. Personally, I think it should be banned from YouTube. All right, let's see what your answer is then. Because it's a Stu, wasn't? We're used to you as Mr. Eminem. What am I going to do now? Oh, I've had a makeover now. I'm all grown up. Next, you'll be saying, like Rock Boy, and saying, well, I'm leaving the vinyl community. Goodbye. And I'll tell you why he's leaving the vinyl community, so he can concentrate on eating burgers because he's doubled in size. Like, remember Christine? When she was on that Beatles thing, I thought, oh, I mean, she acceptable, but she looked acceptable before, but then she was the size of a fucking R101, wasn't she? Anyway, look, I can't be rude about her. I can't be rude about her. I paid homage to her with her painting anyway. John Lennon. It's very confusing. You calling yourself, mate? Can you call yourself something decent, like I don't know, Rubber Dub Dub or something? No, call yourself Rubber Dub Dub, and Record Creator think that you're like James Bond spying on him or something. That man, on the paranoia scale, he's a 0.9 on the Richter scale. I'm telling you. I only get like that sometimes me and my mate, and he come round, we were having a smoke. Got to be careful because my mate, she hates all that. So anyway, we go down the shop, and then he started going on about, we look like a couple of detectives in this car. He's obsessed with being a detective, you see, or he watches the cop shows and he sort of thinks, good cop, bad cop sort of thing. So we're sitting in there, and anyway, he goes, let's get some beers. And I said, yeah, we'll go down the old Spa and get some. I goes, what do you want to go there for? Yeah, let's go to Tesco. It's a lot cheaper. And I said, well, I don't know. And then we get in, of course, the weeds hit us there. And we just got in. I'm pushing the trolley. He's standing next to me. And I said to him, I goes, yeah, maybe you should push the trolley. He goes, why is that? And I says, well, because people might think we're gay, and I don't want people to think that I'm your wife. And then he got really paranoid, and I got really paranoid. We stopped like shitting ourselves in the middle of the old frozen chicken aisle. And he said, so we just go out. And I says, no, the security guards are all looking at us now. And oh, fucking hell, we got to get in the queue and everything. It's terrifying. Anyway, started the topic. What generation? Yeah. Do you know, Rachel, my lovely, and I've got to tell you something, and this is going to hurt some people's feelings. Probably if Emma, if what's his name? Now I've already said something good about Mr. Mayo tonight, so he's just going to have to put up with me saying something shit about Mayo. I don't know where this started. It might well have been. I think it was Mayo that started it, but it's on the same level as the 7 albums. Why? I mean, I don't know though. It's a tricky one because I would. Are you a proper fan if you're 4 years old? That's the thing. To say that I liked it, I wouldn't say that I like the Beatles. I don't know. It's difficult because we had the Blue album in the house in '73, plus Band on the Run. That was when my dad was fucking Anne, and she worked in a record shop, Kaz Music, and he was bringing loads of albums back. We had loads of Helen Reddy albums hanging about the place. My mum like that is shit. I am woman, hear me roll. Angie, baby, you're a special lady. What a load of shit. Oh, hang on. We got this. Yeah, so basically, Miss Rachel, I think it's stupid. And I'm not going to say because, well, all right, I'll answer it here. I'll answer it. It's really pointless, though, but um, I'm second generation for sure. I'm not first generation. I was born in 1967, but because I was, 3 years old when they split up, it doesn't make me a first generation fan. And that's kind of what Mr. Mayo's saying. I would say that you're a fan the minute you start buying the records for yourself, or having somebody specifically buy the record for you. And if you was buying the record, say you got your mum and dad to buy you the White Album in 1968, or Let It Be in 1970, yeah, you could be considered a first generation fan, yeah. But I wouldn't say because you like the song that you were. I mean, otherwise, I'm a first generation fan of Elton John then, if that makes sense. See, it doesn't really make sense, does it? But anyway, there we are. Well, yeah, what am I talking about? A load of bollocks, that's what. But this isn't my bollocks. This is Mr. Mayo's. Anyway, if you want something to do, rather than talking about 7 fucking albums, or talking about are you first generation, second generation, or Star Trek generations, I don't know. But maybe we should talk about what was what. I don't know. Let me read some questions. I might get some thoughts in my head. It's been a long day because at the moment, because I'm out and about, I've got to be really careful. I had this thing went up to my head today. Bing. And basically, I can't go into my workplace unless I get medically tested every day with this bing thing, and it checks my temperature. Because we don't want no sweaty fuckers walking around looking like they're half dead. Uh-huh. Well, listen, Eminem. Look, listen. To answer that question about the Beach Boys reviews, and you took them down. Look. let me just give you a bit of advice because I'm trying and you let me down all the time. You know, you let me down all the bloody time. You're the only person who lets me on the live stream now. Oh, and Doc Docus. I have to say, Doc Docus, he's out there, man. He's totally out there. We love you, Doc Docus. We do love you. That's one thing we all agree on. Um, so it's only used to's letting me on the live stream. Everybody else has blocked me. Oh, I think I'm going to say something nasty. I just want to talk about music. I was dying to talk to someone last night because I had problems on how to convert film into MP3, or he wanted a version which is only available on some bloke. He was talking about he loves the Yesterday on James Paul McCartney, and he wanted to isolate the track and make it into like a track and put it on a disc, or and I could tell you how to do that very easily, but I couldn't because I wasn't there. In fact, I wasn't at the live stream because I'd missed it, but I just saw, yeah, there's a something like we both do the same thing. I was born in 1950s, was a fan, but not a Beatlemania. I was a kid, so I cared more about. Yeah, yeah, this is true. You don't think too much about music. You know what you like, but so I wouldn't say that I was a Beatle fan until 1978. I think after Mull of Kintyre. I mean, I love the Beatles, but it really hit me one year. I was 10 or 11. No, once I saw Mull of Kintyre, and it blew me away. I didn't know it was Paul McCartney at first. It was even better when I found it was Paul McCartney. But then I had what was it? No, there's a shop down the road from us, and it used to sell because the singles were about what 60p when I started buying records, and then they went up to 85p, and and then it was a pound. So didn't have a lot of money, but when the chart songs used to be out of the charts, then news agents and things were offered these unsold records. So they used to have a lot of the discs that had left the charts, and if it was major hit, it was generally not there. But if it was if it wasn't such a major hit, you'd generally see it down the local news agents. So I used to pop down the news agents, pay about 15p for Wings with a Little Luck, all the singles from London Town, and I wanted to get hold of that album. I didn't get it till about a year later or 2 years later, but I had the singles and I just wanted to start getting it. I really got into Paul McCartney about that time. But like I said, it was mostly the Beatles that was driving me, and I think I would say I was a big fan. Yeah, about 1970. Yeah, 78. I think it really took off. Yeah, definitely 78 because I got my first Beatle album. This was the Red Double from my mum and dad at Christmas 1978. So that really triggered it all off. But just before that, my mate had given me his dad's cassette version of the Red Double album. And I thought it was fantastic. I really wanted it on the. But anyway, it took off from there. So it's definitely second generation. And I think I was the only person who was second generation because nobody at my school was into the Beatles at all. I really wanted a friend who was really into the Beatles. So I tried to do a John Heaton on my mate Jezard, and it worked to a certain degree. And he does like, a lot of people who know me well do know a lot of Beatles songs through me, but it's only after being around my place smoking and that, they sort of get into the album. I generally find that um, the women like the White Album. They love the White Album, but yeah. Anyway, what am I talking about? You'll make Miss Music, ma'am. You're making me bloody talk about this really boring subject. Stop it now. Oh, right. Anyway, how many people? We've got 12. I don't believe it. Who are these people? You know what? You people, you silent people, you can't talk to me. I'm not going to bite you. Richard Dolin, come here. I'm not going to beat you up. Come on. Come on. Come give me a cuddle. Or set you on fire, you little fucker. Oh, what's this? Sex. Oh, hey, don't talk about sex. Hang on. What's this? Sex in brothels, Beatles discuss. Well, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. How do you do look my live stream video audio file? Are you there? Are you listening? Because sometimes I'm talking to people and they've already cleared off. It's very polite to say I'm going now, please. Well, if you're there, I'll tell you. Right at the top here, um, well, the top of your YouTube channel, um, you got your picture of yourself, little round circle, top right hand side over there, top right hand. There should be a round picture of yourself on the YouTube channel. That's your channel. You press your picture and it'll come up with options. Hang on, see if I can do it now. Yep. Now it says my channel, YouTube. That's not what I usually see up there. But you press that and yeah, you go onto my channel, or it says your channel. So you press the top one, your channel. Have you got that? Got that? And then as soon as you go onto your channel, and I can't do this physically now, so I've got to try and remember it. It's very basic. And it gives you the option of uploading the video or live chat or something, live talk or live stream or something like that. So just press the live stream one and you can get out there and you can accept me, and then we can all have a bitch. Hey, we'll have a bitch about the old vinyl nerds. Well, anything really. I mean, I want to talk about Schofield. Is anybody out there interested in Philip Schofield and his toy boy? Hey, listen, you lot, you've got to stop talking about sex, because I've got to keep pressing this button, because some people send me horrible messages, and obviously I can't have them all up there because they'll block my channel. We don't want that, do we? They'll be vicious. They see I've got a bit of a dimple here today. Look. I'm looking very beautiful for an invisible man, I could tell you that. What do you think, Music Man? I'm a one for the ladies, don't you know? A one for the ladies. Can't go anywhere near them at the moment. Have you got that? Any more technical questions? Just ask me and I'll get the answers for you. Okay, Ray. Okay, Ray. Where's it? Oh, got people asking you questions there. Gaz Riley, where do you come from? And don't say the end of my dad's penis. Hey, no, did that make sense? Yeah, it did make sense. Yeah, think about it. Think about it. Mm-hmm. You're from Liverpool. All right, dear mate. How you doing? Are you a Scouse? There's cats fighting outside. All right. Well, Gaz Riley's from Liverpool. Rachel Music, ma'am. I don't know. I think she's from Tennessee. I'm just guessing. I mean, it's a 1 in 50 chance, and I've probably got it wrong. Ohio. Oh, Ohio. Yeah, what's it like in Ohio? You from Essex, Ray? No, I'm not from Essex. Uh, how dare you? Canada's west coast, mind you. If you said, "Am I from Norfolk?" I'd be really fucked off with you. Canada's west coast, but grandmother's just. Oh yeah, we've had all that before. This English roots. Canada's west coast. So you sort of move down a little bit, mind you. wasn't Ohio part of Canada at one point, mostly, till the Americans stole it. Any thought on reaction to the classic art? Well, hello, Matthew Keenan. Yeah, I'm a little bit upset and disappointed from, but they're only asking for what, $1, and they do work hard on their stuff. I'll say that for them, and they're not begging like TJR is always. And every time YouTube say, "No, fuck yourself, we're not putting your video up because it's copyrighted." Do you hear me crying? Do you hear me making it? No, I don't. I don't. I just sometimes I have to totally remake it, and it's a lot of hard work, and it also does affect the your viewing pleasure. It's horrible having muted tracks. I mean, they keep changing the rules a little bit though. I think I don't want to speak too soon, but um, most records, most songs now. Uh, you know, any money that's made from watching my channel will go to the Beatles or whoever. So I'm still paying for them bastards. But um, I've noticed now that some of the most peculiar songs are totally blocked, and you can't get your video upload out there until you get all of the uh, the blockages sorted out. And sometimes you can't because they can't take music and visual off. um, but you can sometimes have, you can get it muted, so that's why you don't really hear the songs playing behind me, because you'll get music playing behind me, but not the actual Beatles songs, because it's too risky, and I can't, I'm finding it very difficult to talk about some of this music. It's very difficult because, like I said, some albums, if I'm going to review them, there's a lot to talk about. Like, I think with Band on the Run, there's a lot to talk about. Um, Possibly McCartney, there's a lot to talk about. Plastic Ono Band, there's a lot to talk about. Um, but and Double Fantasy, definitely there's a lot to talk about. But some, I just can't bring myself to even talk about the stuff. Yeah, ferry across Washington State. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you? I bet you did the old. Did you do the fly drive, Gaz Riley? Smithsonian Institute. Yeah, you know what? I what I would have liked more is to visit the cities properly. Some of the cities in America, I'd never really, because I've been on holiday a couple of times, but I've never. Usually, I'm on business, and I don't sort of hang around. I'm just sort of pop, 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 and then I'm straight back again. Uh, Vancouver, Woover. I want to go there. I do want to go there. But we ain't going to really be traveling a lot at the moment, are we? Any of us? There's a world crisis. Now, was there anything else to tell you? Because I've got to go. I've got to go because I've got to go sleep. And I've got to phone my mum up as well because I'm worried about her. Come back. Oh, he drove. Was it like the Griswolds? Yeah, I like the Griswolds, even though I love John Hughes films, I really do. But some of them are so dated now. I mean, I can't stand Breakfast Club. It's just horrible now. And Pretty in Pink. Oh God, I quite like these films when they come out, but now I don't know if it's because I'm older and I just look at it and think, oh my God, they're pretty bad. And but some of them are really good. I mean, Ferris Bueller. I was watching that the other day. I love old what's her name? Jennifer Grey's Junos. When she's at the door going, ah, classic, classic. A blood vessel. Soon we will all be dressed like you. Yeah, yeah. I've got mask and everything, and gloves, and yeah, yeah. I could just go invisible, but this is a bit of a dead giveaway at the moment because you know what? Sometimes I'll go around and I take all my clothes off and I walk the streets, just grope the women, when I'm invisible. Well, because of the danger at the moment, I've got to wear a mask, so you'll see a mask heading towards you. So it is a dead giveaway. So I'm just going to wear this mask, and then everyone knows it's me. They know me around the neighbourhood now. And the novelty is worn off, if you know what I mean. But I said to me, it's not a novelty. To me, it is almost as bad as the terrible disease going around at the moment. Science does not have a cure for me, literally. Hey, Rachel, hope you're well. Mr. I thought Music Man just called you Mr. Bloodshed. Oh, hey, Blood Vessel, do you think the best Paul McCartney album was Flowers in the Dirt? Me neither. You're like me, Mr. Blood Vessel. We're sensible. We would say Band on the Run, really, wouldn't we? Come on, we would. Don't say Wildlife now. When you finish talking to Rachel, of course. Yeah. I am now going to make a statement, and I'm not doing this to shock. It is actually because I really believe this. But I'd like you to try and guess what my favourite song on Venus and Mars is. And Mr. Mayo, if you're there, you try and join in with this one. Or yeah, it's very, very tactfully answered there, Blood Vessel. Flaming Pie, you said, which is an album cover that reminds me of my dad because he looks like my dad when he was drunk. And the sad thing about it is, my dad did actually die just after that album come out. And the last time I saw my dad, he was knocking on my door at the place I was living, and I lived on the second floor, and I looked down, and I saw him standing there with some cans of lager, and he said, "Johnny, Johnny," even though my name's Ray. And I said, "What do you want?" He goes, "Can you let me up? Can you let me up?" I was on a downer that day, and I just said to him, uh, "No, Dad," I says, "I'm not in the mood for it this afternoon. I'd finished work and I was a bit tired. I was a bit fucked off, and I didn't want to let him because do you know what? If I'd let him up, I thought what I've got to do is I've got to watch him constantly, and I was worried that he'd get drunk and he'd piss all over the settee, so I didn't let him up. But you know, he was dead 2 days later, and it was really, really upsetting for me, and it took me a long time to get over it. But anyway, talking about that now, we want to talk about Mr. Blood Vessel. Uh, what was I saying about Flaming Pie? To, that's all right. Death comes to us all. It does. But it's what I find the worst thing, Mr. Blood Vessel, is the waste of a life. And my uncle is also named Raymondo, and he died exactly the same way as my dad. And then also my sister died the same way, and who else? Another member of the family died that way as well. There's definitely an alcoholic streak running through the family. I do drink. I don't usually drink very much during the working week, but at the weekends, I don't drink a lot because luckily my wife she's very good um, with controlling my behaviour and my antics, and I haven't got really smashed for probably about a year. I get a bit tipsy, a bit wild. But I stop. I stop after a certain period, and it's not usually I'll have about 4 or 5 cans and just call it a day because. If you're drinking with people, it's great fun, isn't it? You just carry on drinking all night. But if you're with somebody who doesn't drink and they're constantly, out for a meal and they're just sort of, do you really want another beer? Do you really want another beer? And you think, oh, it's not worth it. Well, there's too many Rays in this world. Yeah, I am banned from Mayo's chats. Yeah, yeah. He won't. He can be very like I don't know. I can't think of the word at the moment. But anyway, did you see the Talk More Talk blood vessel? Did you about press to play? Yeah, quit. Partly, I totally agree. Smoking weed is way better than drink, and it doesn't it doesn't ruin families. It doesn't destroy families. An alcoholic is the worst thing you can have in your family, apart from one person, and that is a gambler. You do not want a gambler in the family. I mean, at least my dad would stop after, usually he'd stop halfway down the road and fall asleep. But a drunk is going to get to the point where he's got to go to sleep, and that's put him out of action for a bit. But with a gambler, the minute they get money, they or a person who's on crack cocaine, you can't leave them hanging around the house. You can't, they would. I used to hang around with a couple actually, Bob and Bridget, and they were really nice people, but they were at the weekend they always struggled with trying to keep off the crack cocaine. But then always one of them would weaken. I'm not getting in touch with Indy this week. They'd say, I said, you're going to phone up Indy. And then, it'd all start. And, I went round there and I was going to work the next day, but I had a pair of jeans and I said, I'll just leave my kit here and I'll come back next week and get it. Went back next week. I said, have you got my jeans? I'll pick them up. Sorry, but they went down the shop. And I'm thinking, you sold my fucking jeans to buy crack cocaine. I haven't got any fucking trousers because of you people. I mean, I've heard about stealing the shirt off your back, but that's one worse, isn't it? Leaving your old man dingle dangle. No, I did have other pairs of trousers. Don't worry about that. Oh, I miss smoking. Why you quit, Mr. Blood Vessel? Why? Did your wife pick on you? Mm. Oh yeah, yeah. This is what we're going to talk about. Um, right, quick. Remember, this was the question again before we got involved in that tragic story. What is my favourite song from the album Venus and Mars? And it will surprise you. No, you can't, Rachel, Music Man, because you've got to answer my question, or at least guess. Yes, you got it. You got it. She's a smart girl. She's a smart girl. And anyway, with that, I'm gonna go and get myself a coffee, give my wife a kiss from afar, and segregate myself where I can't kill anyone, including you lot. So I'll be seeing you soon. Bye bye.